I've spent thousands of dollars on my One Piece Bounty Watch whale account, despite this being my very first gacha game experience. How could a free-to-play One Piece game become a more expensive game than any other video game I've played so far? Let me show you how my spending in this game went from trying out the $1 Head Start ticket all the way to buying out the whole shop just a few months later. I will also try to identify the reasons that made me specifically transition to a high-spending dolphin and later a full-blown whale. We marked the end of March 2020. A novel virus is spreading around the world called COVID-19. So many countries went under lockdown and my internship also stopped abruptly. So this meant I had an abundance of free time. Way too much free time. So I went to the App Store and I figured I could try out a new video game. So I looked around and then I found a One Piece game, a 3D One Piece game that is free. And I thought, yeah, I should give it a try. That sounds interesting. I mean, I'm a One Piece fan since 2001. I will definitely enjoy this. I mean, what could go wrong, right? This is actually quite fun. I wish I could have more of these amazing characters to try out. Oh wait, you let me have one of these amazing characters for €1? I mean, that's okay. €1 won't hurt, right? After a few more days, I got 2 more of these good beginner deals, and I got one of these tickets from the league promotion sale. I kind of felt like the game deserved these €18 because I was actually having a lot of fun with it. And with that, I stopped spending on the game for a whole month and just enjoyed all the free resources we get as a new player. So let me try to visualize the beginning of my spending in One Piece Bounty Rush. Here is a graph which will show you my spendings across the different Bounty Fest banner periods, starting with the Bounty Fest of the time when I started playing the game, Douglas Bullet, all the way to my spendings just before the 2nd anniversary where Odin and Roger dropped. The color blue represents all the league promotion sales, which are advertised as limited one-time only purchases for beginners, while the color green represents all the Rainbow Diamond deals in the main shop. During the Ivankov and Magellan Bounty Fest banner, I decided to buy the next league promotion sale and also one of these small Rainbow Diamond deals. Then 2 weeks into the Bounty Fest, they suddenly reran Shanks and Blackbeard, who basically ran the meta back then. I was out of Rainbow Diamonds and I already collected most of the new player rewards. So I just used my reroll account that I started a few weeks earlier to test out Snake Man. And I actually managed to farm all the free Rainbow Diamonds rewards there pretty quickly. But unfortunately for me, I was really unlucky on the Shanks banner. I got really close to getting the guaranteed, actually 100 Rainbow Diamonds short of it, but I haven't gotten them before. So I grabbed a few more of the discounted Rainbow Diamonds packs. So that totaled my spending for that specific Bounty Fest banner period to €45, or basically €60 in total so far, which is about the price for a standard AAA game. And I felt like that was my limit, right? I would not spend more money on a free game than on an actual AAA game. Well, that's what I told myself back then, but let's fast forward to the Willy and Sengoku incident. Now this was also the time where I finally landed a job during the COVID period, which was actually paying quite well. So I had more disposable income than I had before, and I also didn't have much places where I could spend it on because it was COVID and we were basically still under lockdown. So I felt it was okay to maybe spend a little bit more this time. I also started watching OPBR content on YouTube, so I finally learned a lot more about meta and which characters were good. After 2 weeks of basically emptying all the Rainbow Diamonds I collected so far for trying to pull as many whales as possible, Bandai suddenly released one of these really good step-up banners that everyone tells you to pull on, which are these multiple 4 stars guarantee banner. And I'm a new player, so I felt that I needed that. So I went on a spending spree that month, totaling almost €100 for that Bounty Fest banner period. Also for the next Bounty Fest banner being Kid and Drake, I also felt like I had some disposable income, so it would be okay. Maybe. I also finally decided to join an alliance. So I kind of had some direct comparison now to other players. And for a competitive person as me, it's something I really love to do. I also started getting these really good like 5 Rainbow Diamond deals for 1 year. And I also started getting the bonus rush pack for the first time, which is pretty expensive at €27. All of this pushed my spending beyond the €100 mark for the first time. The following month we got our first and, until this day I think, the only transforming zone we ever had, being CP0 Lucci. I wanted him, So I bought a few of the promotion packs, Rainbow Diamonds packs, and I also got the other bonus rush just to increase my flow of Rainbow Diamonds to ensure that I would definitely get him. Then on the 1st of August 2020, Bandai released the first raid up banner for Fujitora since its release back in February, which I obviously missed because I only started playing in March. I really wanted Fujitora. Whenever I faced him in League, I felt like this is the coolest kit Bandai has released so far. I really need him. Unfortunately, that raid up banner was not a banner, but a ticket. The ticket at the beginning of the month that gives us a 30% chance for a bounty fest for the price of 27 euros. And I know the chance of getting him was basically just 30%, but I felt lucky. And this was gonna be the only chance for me to get him for a very long time, right? So I tried, and I got shafted. I got a red Runner Doflamingo. And I think this particular moment was the first time I actually felt buyer's remorse. I felt really shitty for wasting 27 euros to get essentially nothing of interest. Now, unfortunately, Bandai dropped another ticket 2 weeks later, which had Fujitora again. But obviously I got shafted. I was fuming. I was getting so unlucky this month. I didn't get Fujitora twice. I have yet to get CP0 Lucci, and I've spent so much money and so much Rainbow Diamonds so far. So I did the only reasonable thing. And I also bought the expensive 50 euro ticket just to at least get CP0 Lucci, right? I actually got 2 copies of them. But at what price? Well, basically at the price of 185 euros during the banner of Lucci. And most of this really just came from my frustrations of not getting Fujitora, of not getting CP0, and in the end I actually only got one of them. The worst part about this situation? I actually stopped my job at this time because I was starting to get ready for my graduate studies, so I didn't have the disposable income anymore. Yet this was the most expensive month for me so far. Up next we have the 1.5 anniversary, which definitely didn't come in cheap either for me, because as you know, anniversaries tend to have really good deals in the shop. I was already getting used to spending a lot of money in the game, and I felt like I want to get better, and these resources that I could basically pay for would make my account a lot better, is what I thought. Now luckily for me, when the anniversary started and Katakuri and Big Mom were released, I actually got both in my very first multi, which was insane luck. And you would think I would stop there, right? Because I already got everything I needed. Well, I didn't have the resources to immediately upgrade Katakuri to 5-star or even 6-star. So I just continued to spending until I got my Katakuri to 6-star. Which meant I also spent over 100 euros this month again. The next Bounty Fest period featured Blue Attacker Boa. And it also had Mihawk, who is just a really cool character. To cut it short, I wasted all my Rainbow Diamonds with one Katakuri, so I just figured I will just get a ticket to try to get both with that. And that's going to be it for this month. I get a ticket, I get the normal monthly deals, and it's okay, right? Well, Bandai decided to rerun a particular unit for the first ticket again. I'm of course talking about Fujitora. And this time I was going to get him. I got shafted. Again, my third time trying to pay for Fujitora, and I didn't get him. Let's go to the next banner, shall we? No, Moria and Crocodile didn't really interest me, but after watching a lot of gameplay videos on YouTube, I felt like, I could use them, probably, and I guess have some 7 Warlords is a good support, is what I heard, I don't know. So I spontaneously pulled the trigger and I got another of these 50 euros tickets. It can't get any worse than that, right? Well, if you look at the y-axis, you can see that goes way beyond the 185 euros that I spent back then during the Lucci banner. So yeah, it gets worse. And a few days into the Moria and Croco banner, another big change happened. For the first time, I joined a Discord server and I joined an active alliance. So suddenly I was surrounded by people who were also spending a lot of money, people who were sweating, who were trying to go for high ranks, and we encouraged each other to become a better player. Of course, I didn't have any skills in the game, but I did have one thing: a little savings and willingness to spend a lot of money in One Piece Bounty Rush. So finally, at the end of November, Bandai decided to, for the first time ever, release a meta-breaking Bounty Fest. I'm talking, of course, about the Luffy Law Tag Team, or Luffy. My Rainbow Diamond bank was looking pretty empty, as usual, but I was ready to get the ticket. They also brought back many of the promotion and head start deals that you only normally get as a beginner, as well as multiple ticket scouts because we were trying to rerun all the access we had so far, and I felt like I couldn't skip on it. I got so addicted to dominating in League with Laufey that I felt like I needed to max him as soon as possible, and also being the first max Laufey in my particular alliance. So I actually went ahead and I bought the €27 ticket only with the intent of having one more multi to get another chance at getting Laufey. And with this, on the 1st of December, I've already spent €1,000 within the first 9 months of playing One Piece Bounty Rush, and the month was not even ending here. I had a lot of trouble to max out my Laufey, so I was basically buying all the deals I could find in the shop, buying out everything, and in total, during that Bounty Fest period, I spent €301. After maxing Laufey with the power of just emptying a large chunk of my savings account, I was ready to go into SS League and try to get a really high rank for the last season of the year. So this also included the Bounty Fest period of Sanji and Zoro, and this one turned out to be one of the most expensive ones for me. First of all, it included the latter half of my top 50 grinds in SS. And I wanted all the resources I could get to make my support better, get better trades for my medals and everything. And I actually did make it to rank 29 in that season. But it came at a hefty price for me because I needed a stacked account to actually compete in the top 50 rank. Secondly, this Bounty Fest period also marked the beginning of the bait banners for the 2nd anniversary. Bandai tends to make these really enticing with a lot of 18% medals and gold frags, resources that are normally really hard to come by. Besides getting the tickets, which at this point became more of a habit than a well-reflected purchase decision, I also got the big Rainbow Diamond deals with the 18% medals and the gold frags. And these are expensive, really expensive. So during the last Bounty Fest period before the 2nd anniversary, I spent almost €430 in OPBR. And this brings the total of my spending from the beginning of my OPBR journey up until the 2nd anniversary to €1,581. Of course, I still continue to play the game up until now, and I have continued to spend a lot of money on it. But this journey is a story for another time. Today I just wanted to highlight how I turned into a high spending whale, how my addictions have formed, and which factors influenced them. In retrospect, I would say the biggest factors were definitely my love for the One Piece franchise, becoming a collector and wanting to play the latest characters, a bunch of fear of missing out and sunk cost fallacy, having more disposable income when I started to play the game, which was crucial for me to build this habit of spending a lot of money in the game, which made me continue to spend even though I didn't have that income anymore, which essentially built the habit of spending a lot of money on microtransactions. I also think starting to watch YouTube videos also influenced me a lot because I learned a lot about meta, and I watched all these hype pull videos, all these hype gameplay videos that basically entice us to spend more money in the game because we need that character. And just in general, joining the community on Reddit, on Discord, in a famous alliance, and just starting to compare myself to others, and then also starting to rank and really getting competitive in this game. Now don't get me wrong, I really enjoy One Piece Bounty Rush, and just because I spend a lot of money in it, and it doesn't mean that it is an evil game. There's obviously a lot of factors that I bring in myself which made me become a whale and not another person. Now of course everyone has their own reasons for why they would whale in OPBR or not. In my experience, do not necessarily translate to that of every single other whale out there. So in a future video I will explore the general reasons as to why many people start to whale in OPBR. If you have any questions for me personally as a whale, then I would love to answer them in the questions below. Or if you want to share your story of what made you become a whale in OPBR, then I would also love for you to share that in the comments. That's all for now. Thank you for caring about my content, and I see you in the next one. Bye.